What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tony's Picks Look Ahead Show with yours truly here, Vegas Al, ready to break down Saturday's action here, January 24th, moving right on along through this January, first month of the year, going along fast. Today we were only two plays. At first, I haven't been putting hockey in. It's been about a week. I'm on Nuggets plus the 6.5. They're up by 5 with 34 seconds left. Not going to say it's in the clear. I mean, I've seen crazier things, but that's looking good. And then the other play in, I went to Utah State. They're laying the 3.5. That one's going to be sketch. We're up by 2, 63-61, 55 seconds left. So that one's, yeah, we'll see. Somebody let me in the chat know if I get that one done when the game's over. We got a great episode here tonight, guys. We got NFL playoffs, AFC, NFC championship game. I will get into that at the end of the show. NBA, college hoops, NHL, and of course, we got the first UFC fight card of the year. I'm going to break down every fight. I'm going to break down almost every NBA game, a few college basketball games, a few hockey games. We have a great episode in store for you guys. Like and subscribe. Link in the description. Starting to turn things back around there. We were in a little bit of a slump since about Sunday. Yesterday, we finally cashed our first two bets in, like I said, about 4 or 5 days. It was a rough little spurt there. And then today, looking like we should get the Nuggets one, and we'll see again about Utah State -3 and a hook. Let me know in the chat when that one finishes. Much appreciated, so that I can get on to this action here that we have in store for us here on Saturday, January 24th. One more time, like and subscribe here before we get into this action. Boy, oh boy, big slate. Are you guys ready? I am. Let's get into it here. First game we're going to talk about, we're going to go over to the association here, the NBA, talk some hoops here. We're going to talk Wizards, Hornets. I'm seeing a 10.5 point spread here for the Hornets having to lay. Wizards and the total 232.5. Yes, Wizards on the road. Injury report wise, a host of names here for the Wizards: Chris Middleton, AJ Johnson, Marvin Bagley, Tristan Vukovic, Bilal Coulibaly, Cam Whitmore's out for the year, and Trae Young. What's that? 7 names here we're seeing on the injury report. Almost all of them out. Chris Middleton is a game time with the foot. For the Hornets, Kalkbrenner, Brennan Miller, and Mason Plumlee all on the injury report as well. Miller and Kalkbrenner game time decisions. So again, keep an eye on them. Could argue there's still a little bit more pieces left after reading the injury report here with the Hornets. It's just an insane number, though. You're having to lay 11.5 points. Just no thank you. That's all I got to really say. Let me read some numbers, though. First off, Hornets on a one-day rest back at home. Wizards on a one-day rest traveling from Washington, so both teams equivalent rest, but again, Hornets chilling at home. 8 straight losses for the Wizards on a 2-6 ATS run. Wizards are 4-1 to the number, though, versus Hornets in Charlotte last 5 occasions. These two teams are Southeast Division rivals. The Wizards versus the Eastern Conference in their last 5 games, 4-1 to the number as well. But Hornets have been playing well as of late. 12-5 to the number in their last 17, 26-19 to the number this year, up about 7 units. You look at the Wizards, 17-26 to the number, and consistently catching a boatload of points. Charlotte, 5 straight covers versus Southeast Division teams. We were just talking about this rivalry here. To me, forced to play, I'm on the Hornets, and a lot of it has to do with the injury report. Would have liked some of the young pieces to be there, and it's looking like Middleton might not go as well. Again, forced to play. I'd be on the Wizards here -11, and this one, a big number, very sketchy. But I'm here to give you guys picks, so there you go. Wizards, Hornets minus the 11 in that one. All right, moving right along. We got 76ers and Knicks. Knicks here on the road. Lost both meetings to the Sixers this year. I could argue this is a bounce back, double revenge spot for them. Still, a game and a half back of the 2 seed there. It's creeping right up on Boston. Knicks, you know this, do not play well on the road. Look how they've played as of late as well, 1-5 in their last 6 road games. But I'll argue this is a deep team, 13 deep. I know, 13 deep is this Knicks squad. Just look at their Clarkson, Shamet, and Kolek coming off the bench. These guys are like the 6th, 7th, and 8th option scoring-wise on this Knicks squad. Josh Hart, Kevin McCullers, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, obviously Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns. I like Mitchell Robinson there in the front court as well. There's plenty of pieces on the Knicks squad. They're not as bad as those 2 losses to Philadelphia would suggest. Let me read some of the spreads and injury report. First off, it's a pick-em price. I'm seeing -1 with the Knicks. Total at 226. Just Karl Anthony Towns on the injury report. Let's say he doesn't play. Paul George and Joel Embiid are looking probable game time decisions for tomorrow. So, yes, a few key pieces on each side missing. But I think the line's telling you all you need to know. I see them as a -1.5 point favorite, actually, the Knicks. And this is with the possibility of Karl Anthony Towns not being in. I'm going to trust it. Knicks finally break that little streak to the Sixers. Get this one done here. Little double revenge spot here versus those Sixers. Give me the Knicks here in this one. I like the over as well in that one. Warriors and Timberwolves. I'm seeing here -5.5 with the Timberwolves, total at 237.5. Injury report-wise, Kuminga and Seth Curry will be out. Obviously, Jimmy Butler out for the rest of the year. Terrence Shannon really just the only person on the injury report for the T-Wolves. You look here, this is the first of a 2-game set. Both of them here in Minnesota, both off a day rest. Timberwolves did win the first meeting of the year back in December, 127-120 in Golden State. Timberwolves, however, on a 4-game losing streak as of late. They are the 7th seed, a half game back from the Lakers, who are in the 6th seed. A chance to get out of the play-in 7 through 10 range and actually move into that top 6. I know they've been on a 4-game losing streak, but I still like this rotation that the Timberwolves have. A very, very big, long front court. Even Jaden McDaniels as that wing/forward type 6'9" kid. Obviously, Naz Reid, Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert. Love this front court that the Timberwolves have. And then Ant's probably one of the best top 2-3 players in the game. I got no problem going here. I am expecting a high-scoring game in this one. When you look how Golden State's played versus Minnesota, in Minnesota, last 5 occasions, they're 1-5 or 1-4 to the number. Golden State's 3-11 in their last 15 games, 3-11-1 in their last 15 games versus the West against the number. And look, last 7 road games, they're 1-6 to the number. Golden State. Everything to me points to the Timberwolves. You're having to lay 5.5. It's not the worst number. I would have liked a 3.5 or 3, but again, I get it why the Timberwolves are favored here. Forced to play in this one, I'd be on the favorite here with the Timberwolves. We got Cavaliers. We got Magic. Let me get to the injury report before I discuss anything. Injury report here in this one, we're seeing Garland, Strus, Merrill, and Livingston all listed on the injury report for tomorrow for the Cavaliers. And then Suggs and Franz Wagner here for the Magic. I could argue a tough spot travel-wise here for the Cavaliers, a back-to-back spot. Just got done. They didn't cover against the Kings tonight. Big number, -12.5. Now they're having to turn around and go all the way down south to Orlando. Orlando did win the previous matchup. That was last year, though, back in March. This is the first meeting of the year between these two teams. But the injury report on the Cavs side and then that far travel overnight back-to-back spot I'm not liking as well for the Cavaliers. Giving me a reason to get on the Magic here. First game of a 2-game series as well. We got one in Orlando, one back in Cleveland. I'll argue Cleveland wants to kind of maybe coast this one and then go back home to Cleveland and get things done. Cleveland's been a team burning money this year, ATS-wise. I got no problem here laying the 1.5 with those Orlando Magic here in this one. All right, we got Celtics. We got Bulls. Let me get to the injury report here in this one, and then I will give you guys my pick. Celtics, Bulls here. I'm seeing the Celtics -1.5. Total 230. Injury report-wise, I'm seeing Derek White's now at least a game time. He was listed as out earlier, and then Josh Minot's also now a game time. But for the Bulls, Trey Jones, Patrick Williams, now Giddey's back on the injury report. Olbrick, Zach Collins, all on the injury report, about 6 pieces there. I don't know. The number feels short, definitely a sketch line. I get it. The Bulls 3 straight wins, not playing that bad as of late. 14-9 at home straight up this year. Boston did beat them earlier this month on the 5th of January here, 115-101. That was in Boston, of course. I don't know. To me, still too many pieces on Boston's side for me to want to step in front of them. I know they're on the road here, but they've been beating teams on the road all year, playing very good basketball still. -1.5 feels like a buy low spot here with the Celtics. Got no problem going here with Boston in this one. We got Lakers. We got Mavericks. The Luka Bowl, as we're going to start calling it here. This is budding into a huge rivalry. It already was a little bit of a West Coast rivalry, but this one now has turned into almost must-see TV when these two teams meet up. I get it, the Mavericks, not the greatest of teams. It's almost a little bit of a one-sided rivalry. Gafford, CeCe, Anthony Davis, Lively, XM, the rest of the crew still out for the Mavs. Austin Reeves and Tiora still out as well. I was looking here, Lakers won the first meeting back in November, 129-119. As long as Luka's going, I think they could end this little winning streak the Mavericks are on. Mavericks have won 4 straight games on a 7-3 run, their last 10. When you look at some of the numbers, Lakers are 2-7 to the number on the road here versus Dallas. So last 9 meetings, 2-7 versus Dallas to the number. Also not playing well as of late. Lakers 3-6 straight up, 3-6 to the number last 9 games. Mavs again 4 straight wins, winners of 5 out of the last 6. I just think the Lakers get up for this one, especially the Luka angle. This is now a new budding rivalry, of course. This is second of 6 straight road games here for the Lakers, so they're going to have an extended road trip. Time to rally on the road. Again, they are threatened, possible chance of now being in the play-in if they start dropping a couple games here on the road, barely hanging on to the 6th seed. I don't think we see the complacent Lakers no more. I think we see a big-time Lakers smash spot here. Again, a very doable number here, -3.5. I know we're on the road, but I'm just going to have to roll with the better team here, definitely with those Los Angeles Lakers in this one. We got Heat. We got Jazz. 1 second. Let me pull up this one. I'm seeing Heat laying 6.5 here on the road. Big total, 245.5. When you look at the injury report, Tyler Hero and Norman Powell and Davion Mitchell are on this as game time decisions. It's looking like Tyler Hero and Kello Ware will be out for tomorrow. That spells some trouble if you want to back the Heat, but Kevin Love, Yusef Nurkic, Elijah Harkless, even Lauri Markkanen, Georges Niang, plenty of pieces also on the injury report for the Jazz. This one you got to do your homework on the next day before tip-off, find out who's actually playing and who's not. Giving you guys a pick now, night before, I still got to roll with a better team here. I don't care. I know we're laying points on the road. It's dangerous. 6.5, but I got to go there with the Heat. I don't want to touch this total. I could see this one being high scoring, but when you get to 245.5 area, it's a little sketchy to me. Miami won 197-92 back in January of last season. These two teams haven't met in quite some time. I could argue, though, again, Heat just a better team. You want to check the status of Norman Powell and Davion Mitchell before doing anything here in this one. There you have it. Moving on over to the ice. Like and subscribe here, guys. We're going to get into some hockey action. We got Sabres, Islanders, expected goalies here, Rittich and Leon. Rittich has been solid as of late and really all year. A 2.49 goals allowed per game. A 9.06 save percentage is absolutely solid. Sabres still playing great hockey as of late on a massive run they were on, and now still winners of 2 straight after dropping a few. They won the last meeting 3-2 back December 20th. I had some more stuff here lined up. 1 second, let me pull it up. All right. 1 second. When I look here, Buffalo is also 2-13 though in their last 15 meetings in Islanders stadium here, or arena. You catch my drift. Going to play in Islanders home. It's 2-13 last 15 occasions. Islanders also playing well at home, 9-2 in their last 11 home games. But it was a 3-2 shootout win back in December. That was in Buffalo. It was the same matchup, Rittich versus Leon. I don't know. To me, I'm going to go here with the Sabres in a revenge spot, simply playing the better hockey still. It's a tough one, though. Leon is not a real trustworthy goalie. But I have to kind of go with, how the Sabres have played. They've won 2 straight. Versus the Islanders. The last one, you have to go back to last season where they beat them 7-1 in New York. Again, I get that 2-13 in the last 15 versus New York in New York, but the most recent one was a 7-1 drumming in the Sabres' direction. You're getting a little bit of plus money. I got to go with the Sabres in that one. We got, the next game here. Mammoth and Predators. I was seeing Predators as the dog at home here. Even money, really. Vejmelka and Saros in goal. Vejmelka has been the much better goalie. Winners of 4 straight are these Mammoth. Predators, to me, still not a team I'm wanting to back consistently. They are at home. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know if they get up for this one. They play really good against the better teams. They play up to competition. Definitely. I don't know. Yeah, 27th in goals allowed per game here is this Nashville Predator squad. You look, Mammoth are in the top 5 in goals allowed, not allowing much. To me, forced to play in this one. I got to get the revenge spot here with the Mammoth. Mammoth did drop it 4-3 on December 29th here, almost a month ago versus the Predators. I think they get some get right here and the better goalkeeper in. Give me the Mammoth here, minus the 120 price. We got Canadians. We got Bruins price here. I'm seeing Bruins the minus 120 favorites. Total 6.5. Montembeault and Jeremy Swayman expected in goal. Just got to simply go with what I think is also the better team. I think Swayman's been having the better success goalkeeping-wise. You do look, though, back in December 23rd, the day before Christmas Eve, Montreal 6-2 drumming. I know Boston remembers that. Has Boston been a team we've wanted to back year-long consistently? No. They are 29-22 this year, straight-up win-loss. Very solid. Montreal's not too bad themselves, 28-23. An even matchup, but I got to go with the goalkeeping edge in Swayman here over Montembeault and home ice advantage, revenge advantage. Give me Bruins here, minus the 120 price in that one. We got Hurricanes, Senators, busting right through this hockey action. Raymer here, the old veteran, is expected. I've been looking to fade him. I get it. He is, fighting for a roster spot long term here on the Senators. Senators just dreadful, trending to the under or to the over all year long, giving up plenty of goals. They're also tied for 27th most in the bottom in goals allowed, 27th. So giving up quite a lot of goals. Ottawa did win back in April last year, 7-5. These two goalkeepers definitely were not in. Bussy here, 2.2 goals allowed, a 906 save percentage all year. Definitely the more trustworthy, reliable option. And the price, from what I'm seeing, was not that bad. It was a minus 130 price with the Hurricanes. I get it. You're on the road up in Ottawa. Might get some Canadian border shenanigans, but I think the Hurricanes are able to get this one done as well. Got to go with the short price favorite with those Carolina Hurricanes in this one. We got Lightning. We got Blue Jackets. When I look at this one, I see another buy low price, in my opinion, here with the Lightning, minus 125. Johansson and Greaves expected, two solid goalkeepers that have been playing well as of late. Lightning, winners of 3 straight. Obviously, simply the better hockey team, in my opinion. And they also have revenge on their side as well. Columbus did beat the Lightning 3-2 earlier this year back in October. Again, huge goals allowed discrepancy. Lightning, obviously, a lot of this is Vasilevsky, but again, Johansson's not a bad option. Second in all of hockey in goals allowed, barely giving up anything. Meanwhile, the Blue Jackets are in the bottom 25 in goals allowed. Penalty kill also 28th. Look at the Lightning here, top 3 in penalty kill. Got to go with the better team here. I get it. They're on the road again, and you're, having to lay a little bit, but it's a buy low price, in my opinion, minus 125 with the Lightning here in this one. A lot of favorites buy low price, I'm suggesting. Could be some bait lines tomorrow on hockey. I'm not going to tread lightly. I'm probably going to attack a few of these, though. We got Red Wings. We got Jets. Jets starting to play a little bit better. You would think just nothing equates to that losing streak they were on. Gibson's been solid. Hellebuck's starting to pick it up, and he's solid. So 2 solid goalkeepers. You look, it was on New Year's Eve. These last time these two teams played, it was a 2-1 Red Wings victory. Both of these goalkeepers in net. First thing I look at is the under rather than trying to choose a side here. 5.5 is the total. Forced to play and give you guys a side, I would lean the Jets on home ice advantage. Red Wings, though, have been playing very well all year long. I'm a little conflicted choosing a side. I'd rather just back both these goalkeepers and take the under 5.5 here in Red Wings and Jets. We finally got ourselves a little interaction in the chat. Yes, it is a back-to-back for the Lightning, only concern. Good to keep that up as well. There may be sometimes I don't tell you guys everything. I'm trying to bust through these games. It is a back-to-back spot for the Lightning as well. Yes. What do we got here? Kings and Blues. We got the Kings here, minus 140. Kemper and Hofer expected in goal. Hofer, as of late, well, let me see. I think he let us down. No, he didn't even go the other night versus Dallas. It was Winnipeg, 2 goals, 4 goals, 3 goals. So not the worst as of late. Kemper, though, has been solid all year long. This is a tough one, but I lean a little bit to the Kings. Just also won the earlier meeting this year back in October, 2-1. Maybe a slow scoring chippy type game. Both teams ranked near the bottom in goals scored per game, 29th and 32nd in goals. I don't know. I don't want to lay minus 140 on the road. I lean Kings, but that's the price. Could argue an under as well. Both these goalkeepers playing well, and then two teams that struggle scoring goals. That's probably what I'll give out. I'll give out Kings, Blues under 5.5 as well in that one. One more game, and then I'll get into the chat again here. We got Panthers and Wild here. We got 2 more games. Panthers and Wild, Bobrovsky and Gustafsson. Gustafson's been lights out, 258 goals allowed per game this season, 910 save percentage. It's the pieces that are still out. There's actually some pieces out for the Panthers. Marchand's out. Seth Jones here. And then they did have Tkachuk or whatever coming back. Matthew here. That's a nice piece. But Boldy on IR still. We still have Kirill Kaprizov. That's all I know. So that's a nice piece. I don't know. I like the Wild. I like the Wild to bounce back. There was a 6-1 drumming last time these two teams faced. That was back in December of 2024, though. A much different Wild team. Have been getting impeccable goalkeeping this year. What are the Wild here? Top 10 in goals allowed. Top 7 compared to the Panthers here. 25th in goals allowed. So, again, I like the home ice advantage here with the Wild. The price isn't that bad. A lot of short favorites I'm on. I'm keeping it real chalky tomorrow in hockey. It is what it is. You guys know I like touching dogs, but to me, not a lot of dogs barking hockey-wise tomorrow. We got Capitals, Oilers, another favorite I'll more than likely be on. Lindgren is a goalie I do not want to back. 888 save percentage, a 325 goals allowed per game all season long. You just look how he's been recently. 5 goals, 3 goals, 4 goals, 5 goals, 3 goals. Not interested in backing that. Ingram, obviously not as much action this year. 2.2 goals allowed this year per game. 0, 1, 1, 3, 2 in his last couple outings. So, I don't know. Oilers desperate for some good goalkeeping. They need something. Capitals losers of 4 straight. Oilers losers of 2 straight. I have to go with the home ice here with the Oilers. Another possible revenge angle. Again, Washington beat them 7-4 earlier this season back in November. These teams definitely remember that and want to even up this season-long series. So, again, give me the Oilers here at home. Do they finally get some good goalkeeping here? I'm expecting it. So, again, Oilers here. I am seeing a minus 185 price. This might be the one rare occasion I'm telling you guys to get on a puck line. I'm not minding the minus 1.5 here with those Oilers. All right, we got a new name too. Infield. Let me read. Infidel. Jesus, man, you're seeing my second grade reading level. Infidel Cash Flow 130. Yeah. Well, good to see you. Welcome to the Tony's Picks Look Ahead show. We're going to get into some college hoops now. A few games I have in mind to discuss, and then we'll get into some UFC action. What I've been waiting really all month for. Let's just keep it real. We got UGA and Texas college basketball style. Last I saw, this was around a pick'em price. Georgia was the 1.5 point dog. 1 second. Let me find this. It's showing me. There we go. It's going to take a second. My phone's being forever or taking forever. Okay, yes. 2.5 point favorite is Texas here. Total 170.5. I'll be short and sweet. I like the over in this game. Georgia games, you just got to look over at this point. They play a top 5 pace. 98 or 95 points per game is first in the country. Top 60 in 3-point attempts. A top 50 free throw shooting team. Not necessarily rushing to back them on the road, however. Mike White and this Georgia Bulldog squad plays their better ball, especially in conference play at home. I don't know. Shauna Miller here, this Texas squad. Volca Titus is a game time as well. This might be one of the few times I'm looking to bet Georgia on the road. Not necessarily in love with Texas this year. I get it. They played well against Vanderbilt. That was a game they got up for. To Kentucky they lost. A&M they lost. Since then, I'll be on the dog here with Georgia. I just reluctant because of how they play on the road sometimes. But this should be one they should be able to take care of business. I'd argue possibly wrong team favored. Again, a lot of that might be just because of Georgia's road records. Total at 170.5. I'm not going to say it feels light, but I can definitely see an over when these two teams play each other as well. Over and a lean to UGA there, plus the 2.5 in that one. We got Houston. We got Texas Tech. And at first glance, I was thinking we get right back on Houston. We saw what they did to them. It was about earlier this month, right? 69-65. Got that done in Houston. Now we're having to play them at Texas Tech. Makes it a little bit interesting. There are some pieces out as well for the Houston side. No, not anymore, actually. It was just the matchup I'm seeing here. Front court wise, actually kind of leans to the Texas Tech side. I actually outranked them in defensive rebounds, 74th in the nation compared to Houston being 120th. Obviously, Houston known for the defense, third defensive rating in the country. On an 11-game winning streak. Texas Tech on a 4-game winning streak since dropping that one to Houston. It's these two big-time scorers, Chase Anderson and Toppin. Toppin's 21-10 a night. There's not a player on this Houston front court as good as him. I would argue the best forward on the floor actually belongs to Texas Tech. The guards for Houston have not been as advertised, at least this season. A lot of high expectations, don't get me wrong. Emmanuel Sharp, Milos Uzan, two solid upperclassmen guards. Uzan, though, shooting only 30% from three. Not very characteristic of him, don't get me wrong. I do expect that to eventually turn around. But a lot of length on the Texas Tech side, 6'5", 6'6" guards littered throughout this roster. They played them tough last time back in Houston. I think they could even get the outright win here at home. Give me Texas Tech in what is now a pick'em I'm seeing. Total at 140.5. I could argue an over in this one as well. But I really just like taking the short price dog here with Texas Tech here in this one. All right, we got Auburn, Florida. Florida's laying a boatload of points. I think it was 12 points here at home, though, in Gainesville, where they play their better ball. Total 163.5. That'll be where I go. Both teams top 30 in the country in scoring, 85 and 86 points per game. Both teams able to shoot the three and have bigs that are capable of shooting the three. The rebounding edge, number one team in the country in rebounding is those Florida Gators, getting a lot of second chance points. Is it enough for me to want to lay 11.5? I'm not so sure, but I definitely think we could get an over 163 in this game. So that's where I would be in Auburn and Florida. All right, a couple more games here. I'm going to go to the Holy War basketball style, though. We got Utah, we got BYU, and all I can think about is Debanza. Clearly head and shoulders, possibly the best player in the country, not just on the floor here. I'm not going to overthink this. I get it. It's a gigantic spread. When you look, what was it, not even 2 weeks ago, BYU 89-84. But now you got a number again. Now they're at home too, but now you got a number minus 19.5. It seems sketchy, right? I don't think the books know where to put this one. Utah 0-5 on the road, 3-7 in their last 10 games. BYU again 16-2 this year, 8-0 at home, 9-1 in their last 10. BYU is coming off that upset loss as well to Texas Tech. Only makes my Texas Tech pick seem a little bit better. But I also think the bounce back angle for BYU. Again, the Holy War here. It was a close game last time out. I could argue possible look-ahead spot for BYU. They do play Arizona and Kansas next up on deck. Very sketchy game. Maybe a first half BYU. I know I already told you guys laying it with 19.5. Just a gigantic number. We've already seen a Utah team play them tough. Utah's going to live and die by the three. I could argue BYU still wants to get up and smash this team, even with the couple look-ahead spot games ahead of them. It'd be a first half play, a Debanza over 25 points prop. That's how I try to make some money on this one. The minus 19.5 is getting sketchy. Gun to my head, that's where I'd be, though. We got Illinois, Purdue. I'll give you two picks here in this one. I like Purdue as a side. Again, Boswell is not going to be playing in this one. That's a huge piece missing, especially out of this backcourt for Illinois. And Purdue with Fletcher Lawyer here, a 6'5" guard, able to guard some forwards. Stojakovic comes to mind. He's going to have to check him. That's a guy that they're going to have to really limit off on offense here. I think the front courts will even out. Mrkovic and the Ivisic brothers versus Daniel Jacobson off the bench and Oscar Clough and this other big here, Kaufman Wren, the big-time scorer here. I think Purdue's just deep enough. The length still is a little bit on Illinois' side, but I think the shooting, scoring, and continuity in the backcourt. Again, Lawyer and Braden Smith have played all 4 years together. I like them here at home. You're laying on what, 4.5, 5.5? Let me find the actual number. 1 second, I'll get it because I pulled up the wrong game. 1 second. Yeah, 5.5 you're having to lay. I did like it at the 3.5 that it opened up at. And I like the over at 150.5. This thing is up to 152.5. If you like the over in this game, you need to get on it right now. I think, yes, over is definitely in play. I think Braden Smith and Fletcher Lawyer can each get 20-plus points. CJ Cox is another guy that's going to have to step up for Purdue scoring-wise. Can't just rely on those two guards. CJ Cox, another guard that may be in the starting lineup or come off the bench. Don't know, but I know he's going to see at least 20-plus minutes. He scored 16 last time out versus UCLA. I get it. It was an upset loss. First game back at home since then. I expect Purdue to show up here, and I like an over in this game. So give me Purdue minus the 5.5 and an over 152.5 in that one. There's a couple more college games I was going to discuss, but I'll leave those possibly to tomorrow. I'll more than likely be on the morning show there. A great college basketball slate. But let's quit beating around the bush here. This is what I'm ready for, ready to break down. We got UFC 324, first card of the year. If you're not a UFC fan, let me know in the comments. We're about to run through every fight. I'm going to be quick with it, though. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of the first card of the year on Paramount Plus. No longer having to drop the $80 of pay-per-view. I can't complain here. And we have a pretty good card to talk about. Adam Fugit and this kid Miller here, the prospect. What is he, 5-0? I'm going to be dog hunting in the very first fight of the night. I'll just keep it real. I get it, Ty Miller. The prop for him to not win by knockout is minus 135. Opened up at minus 110. It's been getting juiced because people are backing this minus 500 favorite here in Ty Miller. I can make a case. Fugit has at least been in there with some guys here. Kulatov, Mike Mallow, Michael Morales. No shame in losing to any of those guys. The wins are not impressive. I mean, Solomon Renfro, Devin Brock, these guys are unheard of. Renfro's a PFL guy. Josh Quinlan's a fringe UFC guy. There's not one serious win on, Adam Fugit's record. He did lose to Paige Van Zandt's homeboy, Austin Vanderforth. That was his third ever fight. You're basically taking a chance on a dog here because of the resume that he's had. I don't know. To me, I'm not rushing to back Adam Fugit, but I also don't want to lay minus 500. And I don't know if this young cat's going to go in there and just knock him out at the minus 135 price here. Ty Miller, a big welterweight, two big welterweights if you look, both 77-inch reach, 6'1" and 6'2". Forced to play. Again, a lot of the plus 3.5 props are not offered here in Vegas, but that one you're essentially backing on Fugit making it to the judges' score tables there. Maybe an over, but again, that's a little juiced. But again, Fugit's a lean, not one I'm probably rushing to bet. I'll be a lot quicker here. Josh Hockett and Denzel Freeman. I don't know. To me, it seems like Hockett's getting some cherry picks. They're really wanting to push this NFL guy. Do I think he's a little overrated? Yes, but I think this is a type of prospect he should be able to take out. Wrestling background from both gentlemen. Hockett, I would argue, I'm not going to sit here and say he's no doubt the better athlete. Freeman looks like an impressive specimen himself. But again, it's just trusting the line, trusting what I've seen out of Hockett so far. I think he should be able to handle this one, but I don't know if he gets him out there so easy. Might be a decision here. Some cage experience much needed for both gentlemen. Plus 250 price for Josh Hockett to win by decision is where I'm looking. It is around the same for the knockout. But I could argue Freeman uses a little bit of his own Greco-Roman background in wrestling to at least keep this fight interesting. He ain't going to go out like no B, put it that way. Heavyweights, you never know. Anything can happen. Gasses, both guys gassing. One punch ends it. Got to lean with Hockett. I like the plus 250 decision prop there for Josh Hockett. On to the next one. We got a fight that is getting steamed. Hernandez opened up. I saw it minus 215. Got bet down to minus 170. We're looking at a pick'em. A minus 110, minus 110 matchup here between Michael Johnson and Alexander Hernandez. The public is all over Michael Johnson. I kind of get it. Michael Johnson has the wrestling to stuff all of Alexander Hernandez's takedown attempts. I'd argue when the going gets tough in the pocket, Michael Johnson has more knockout power and more willingness to bite down on the mouthpiece than Alexander Hernandez. Hernandez has had some nice wins as of late, but I can honestly argue that's a little bit of fraud checks. Johnson, same thing, though. And when you look common opponent, he lost to Diego Ferreira back in 2023. Hernandez just took care of an older version of Diego Ferreira, but very tough fight to call. I'm going to go with Alexander Hernandez, and this is just based off of a character, younger fighter, still with a little bit more left in the tank. I could argue as long as he doesn't get into a firefight with Johnson, makes Johnson kind of overexert himself. Second round on, I see Hernandez having the advantage in this fight. Is this one I'm rushing to the window of the bet? Maybe not. Lean to Alexander Hernandez in this one. We got, Alex Perez and Michael Johnson here. Hernandez missing weight. Perez missing weight. Charles Johnson, big for this flyweight weight class. Also a 6-inch reach advantage over Perez. I don't know. I like Charles Johnson. He's just sometimes a little bit of a sketchy fighter to back. Lost there to Temerov, and then the fight there versus Joshua Van was losing that fight the whole time, and obviously got the finish there late. Losses to Odie Osborne, Cody Durbin are, something to be aware of. But am I high on Alex Perez as of late? No. What is he, 1-4 in his last 5? He's lost to the who's who, though. Muhammad Makayev, who's now apparently back in the UFC. Pantoja was just the belt holder. Tatsuro Taira's a rising up-and-coming prospect. Makes this fight very interesting. I think the boxing and length and also defensive wrestling that Charles Johnson possesses is what gets me on the edge there with him. The cardio as well. I think Charles Johnson ekes out a decision. Again, he is a minus 170 favorite. The price that I was seeing for him to win by decision, I believe it was a plus 250. Let me find that out for you. No, it was a plus 170 by decision, and he's minus 170 favorite just to win the fight. So whatever you guys want to do there, if you want to lay the juice with Charles Johnson in case you think he gets a finish, very possible. Or if you just want to take a shot on this prop that I think he wins a 29-28 decision, plus 170 on that. Either way, I'm looking at Charles Johnson here to get it done for us. We got Nikita Krylov versus Modestas Bukauskas. Every time I see Bukauskas, I think of Khalil Roundtree knee stomp. I know that was years ago now, but that's now second stint here for Modestas Bukauskas. When you look at these two, Krylov has fought the who's who of this flyweight division, not flyweight, light heavyweight division. Still only 33 years old. I get it. He's lost 2 straight here, but Dominic Reyes has resurrected his career. Bogdan Guskov is a hitman. No shame in that loss. Wins over Uzdemir, Alexander Gustafsson, Johnny Walker, Ovince St. Preux, Nikita Krylov is no scrub. Let me just put it that way. And Modestas Bukauskas, he's been getting some cherry picks. Let's just put it frankly. Marcin Prokhnio, yeah, that's a cherry pick. Ion Kutalaba, cherry pick. Paul Craig at this stage of career, cherry pick. Not very. Zach Pauga, Tyson Pedro is all on Modestas Bukauskas record since what? 2022. His second stint in the UFC has been cherry picks. Let's just call it what it is. This would be one of the better wins of his career. Only a 2-inch reach advantage, only 2 years younger than Krylov. I think this is people's parlay buster. I'm going to go with Nikita Krylov in this one at the plus 115 price. Plenty of people wanting to back Bukauskas here. The slightly younger, more physically imposing fighter when you just look at the two pictures of these guys and look at the guys at the weigh-ins. Bukauskas is going to get some money. I think it's Krylov stealing everybody's money here. The parlay buster of the fight card here, Nikita Krylov plus 115 in this one. Now we got another, I'm not going to call it a gimmick fight. This is a very, very, very investable opportunity if you have some wanting to fade the masses. If you hate the public and you absolutely cannot stand the masses and you think everybody thinks like Joe Rogan, like a bunch of retards, this is when you want to hop on what I think here. Because I'm going to go with the skinnier guy here, Andre Puliev, who both these guys are massive for this middleweight weight class. 6'4", both of these guys. 81-inch reach for Gaudier. Puliev is 78-inch reach. I'm just going to straight up say a Russian Dagestani-looking guy. I get it. He lost to Chris Duncan. Is Christian Leroy Duncan, though, who's a big middleweight himself. Other than that, I actually have been slightly impressed with Puliev. The Nick Klein finish, that's not the biggest of names. He hasn't really fought that many people. Puliev still this would be his 4th UFC fight. But I could argue the same here goes to Gaudier, who's just been a complete hype job. Let's just keep it real. Look at his opponents. It's been Jose Daniel Medina. That's a construction worker. I'm Hispanic, so I can say this. It looks like he done sipped 5 or 6 Modelos before stepping in there. Robert Valentin is just straight can. I'm just not trying to roast these guys too hard, but are you really impressed with Atiba Gutierrez's resume? He's been minus 1,000 in just about every single one of his fights, like he is in this one. This is the one time I'll say he's maybe a little overpriced. I get it. Hype job, the more physically imposing athlete. Maybe you put him at minus 300. Puliev has some skill, has some boxing. As long as he doesn't get caught by the ferocious power that Gaudier possesses, I definitely think we can cash this prop, which is second round to start, yes, at minus 110. Again, minus 110 just to hear for the second round. I got to go there. I got to go there in this fight. I think Puliev's even live to make this a dog fight. Have you seen Gutierrez have to go deep into these fights here? What is he? 9-1, 8 by knockout. He's won how many in a row by knockout? 1, 2, 3. He's won 7 fights in a row by knockout. I don't know. I think Gutierrez is a hype job of all hype jobs. I'm trying to find some plus money here with Puliev. Again, love that prop. Second round to start, minus 110 here in this fight. Got to go there. We got Khabib. We got Umar Nurmagomedov here taking on Deiveson Figueiredo. Figueiredo also missed weight. I could tell you that's probably a little bit of gamesmanship. Anytime you get this heavy wrestler, I'm going to have a couple pounds on you. I don't mind coming in 3-4 pounds overweight. You're going to be shooting him at crotch all night long. Anyways, I don't know. To me, Figueiredo, I don't think has enough counter wrestling to stop Nurmagomedov here. The line is a little inflated as well. Minus 1,600 is a little crazy. Figueiredo has enough on the feet to make a fight interesting. A knee at the middle. Wild uppercuts that he throws. He's a fun fighter to watch. I've always liked watching Figueiredo. But now suddenly he's 38 years old. Getting up there in age. Nurmagomedov, you could argue, finally starting to reach the prime of his career. Just now 30 years old for Umar Nurmagomedov. I get it. It's juiced. It's juiced. Minus 1,600, like I said. Try to find a way to buy it down. I think he gets the wrestling. I think he gets the takedown. Plus 150 for Nurmagomedov here by submission. I'm looking there. The decision is juiced at like minus 300 here for Nurmagomedov. So again, yeah, he might win a decision all 3 rounds, 30-27 type fight. Wrestle, cage control, ground control type win. Maybe we get the submission at plus 150 here with Nurmagomedov. Either way, I think Nurmagomedov's aside. Might have to parlay piece it if you don't want to go props with it, but that's all I can say. Over 1.5 takedowns for Nurmagomedov's also live. So there you go. That's what I think about that one. We're getting right along through it. That's all I got to say. Leave your comments in the chat here. Let me know what you guys think with these fights. We got Arnold Allen and Jean Silva. I'll be short with this one. I think Arnold Allen's live here at the plus 220 dog price. Silva, don't get me wrong, another explosive, ridiculous athlete with insane striking. He's going to throw all sorts of unorthodox spinning elbows, spinning wheel kicks, jumping flying knees. Yeah, you name a technique, Silva can throw it. But I think Arnold Allen, a little bit more technical, a little bit more patient, using his boxing. Let Jean Silva throw this funky, funny stuff and gas himself out. We may even get a little easy back take or takedown here from Arnold Allen, the more well-rounded fighter, I will say. We just seen Silva get exposed against, Diego Lopez. I don't know if Allen's as good as Diego Lopez, but Arnold Allen is definitely a top 5 145er in the world. A very steep test for anybody in this division, and you're getting a plus 220 price with him. I love the weigh-in, the stare down. He was casting spells on that boy, so give me Arnold Allen here plus the 230 price, man. I got to go with some plus money in that one. But I'll go to the other Silva here for this one. I got to go with Natalia Silva here in this one. The young up-and-coming prospect finally getting fed. The Hall of Fame veteran here in Rose Namajunas. Let's not disrespect the champ here, Rose Namajunas, who may very well still be game. I expect the 3-round fight to be very competitive. Obviously, anytime you see female fights, you can touch the over, but they're all juiced. I think Silva gets this done by decision. You can get some plus money with that. Can you actually? Let me double check that. I thought you could. Natalia Silva is minus 360. Again, I can find a decision prop. That's what I'll say. Natalia Silva by decision. I think the grappling actually has the advantage here with Silva. I think she's a little bit younger and more athletic than Rose Namajunas at this point in her career. Able to get underneath Rose, get some takedowns. And if this fight has to stay standing, I think Silva can at least land the flashier, bigger strikes here on Rose. Pat Barry is, I don't know. I've liked Pat Barry at times. This fighter-coach relationship that these two have had, obviously married and whatnot. Over the years, they've had a great ride. I mean, Namajunas is, like I said, Hall of Fame career. It just feels like the end is near. And that's no shot at them. It's just part of the business. Give me Natalia Silva here, minus 360. Not going to overthink it. And I'm going to say the same thing here. Very, very questionable fight. Obviously, Derek Lewis got it done their last 2 times here for us. But these guys were some prospects and not serious ones. Teixeira here, that last guy he fought, Talson Teixeira, that was, a kid had like 8 fights going into that one. Waldo Cortez Acosta fought Sergey Pavlovich and handled business versus him. Pavlovich is a guy that finished Derek Lewis, for instance, just doing MMA math there. I get the line. I get why Waldo Cortez Acosta is a minus 320 favorite. Do I think he knocks out Derek Lewis? It's possible. I think he outschools Lewis with the jab. Salsa Boy does his dancing a little bit. Derek Lewis, of course, can set up a knockout. One of the best knockout artists of all time in the UFC, especially in this heavyweight division. But I think Waldo Cortez Acosta is hip to that. He's not going to let himself get caught. He may fight a safe fight, which may play into Derek Lewis's hand a little bit. But the gas tank, I got to trust Biggie Boy in this one. A rising up-and-coming prospect. I'd like to see him fight Aspinall. And he's been looking forward to an Aspinall fight. That's my only concern. Hope he doesn't look past Derek Lewis. But at this stage in Derek Lewis's career, I'm not surprised even if Waldo actually uses some wrestling and some cage control on Derek Lewis. He is the bigger man as well. Cortez Acosta, a former MLB baseball player here, impeccable athlete for this heavyweight division. Give me Waldo Cortez Acosta here in this one. I get it. It's really juiced. Man, this is the one I've been going back and forth on. Song Yadong, Sean O'Malley. What got me on O'Malley is I don't know if Yadong can go all 3 rounds chain wrestling. That's what he's going to need to do to win this fight. We did see the Peter Yan matchup there versus Yadong, and he gassed. He gassed late in the middle of the second round. Peter Yan started picking him apart, started actually taking down Song Yadong, and obviously that Osotoro Gari sweep that Peter Yan will put on people, that little foot sweep he does, man, is he fakes the hook and then trips him. It's just a Soto Gari is the name of that sweep for any of you guys that are hardcore Judo fanatics out here, or practitioners is the better word. O'Malley's going to pick him apart on the feet. It's just if Yadong's going to be able to get some takedowns and keep O'Malley on the ground, I think O'Malley could set up a knee, set up an uppercut as well. He's going to dictate the range all the fight. The UFC mass is still, O'Malley still gets those rigged decisions. Let's just keep it real. He lost versus Peter Yan. So I'll start there. Force the bet on this one. I'm just going to have to go square and go O'Malley. It's the Corey Sandhagen fight for Song Yadong. I know O'Malley can basically mimic Corey Sandhagen's game plan in that fight. That's why I'm leaning Sean O'Malley. And I think, Tim Welch, the coach here for O'Malley, will have him ready to stuff some takedowns, especially his last couple fights having to be versus Merab. I like O'Malley to get back in the win column. Still, I think one of the bigger frauds in this bantamweight division. A guy I'd like to see go into boxing or something. I think his hands are that nice. But this is MMA. Yadong is going to have the cardio tank for all 3 rounds if he wants to win this fight. And he's going to have to shoot 10-plus takedowns in this fight. That's the only way I can get on a dog. I'm conflicted in this one. You guys can tell. Over 2.5 is a nice prop. I'm sure that's juiced. But there you go. I'm giving you all the information I can on O'Malley and Yadong. We got the main event. We got Justin Gaethje and Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. I gave you guys Pimblett earlier this week. I said Gaethje sometimes fights like a retard. He's getting up in age. Again, that might offend some of you, but he does. He most of his career refused to use his wrestling background that Gaethje's had. I think if he uses the wrestling background against Pimblett is good enough to force some scrambles. A very, very, very top of the food chain jiu-jitsu type guy is Paddy Pimblett. Also not scared to trade on the feet. I will say Gaethje probably has the advantage on the feet, especially with the leg kicks. Very interesting fight. I think the longer the fight goes, the more opportunities for Paddy to win this fight. I see a guillotine. I see a guillotine choke up against the fence. I see a back take somehow and a Paddy Pimblett rear naked choke. I like buying Paddy Pimblett down to the plus 125 price for him to win by submission. Don't tell me Gaethje has a good ground game. I remember the Khabib fight. He got caught in a mounted triangle. If you know anything about grappling, you don't get caught in mounted triangles. I don't care if it was Khabib, GSP, or freaking Royce Gracie for crying out loud. You get caught in a mounted triangle, your jiu-jitsu is not as good as you think. I get it. That was years ago, and he's had time to brush up on the ground game. But I still think he hadn't caught up to what Pimblett's capable of. Just look at the track record of Paddy Pimblett. I get it. A lot of it's Cage Warriors and whatnot. This is really his biggest test of his career. But I got to go with Paddy the Baddy. Paddy the Baddy. I got to go with Paddy Pimblett in this one. He's made me some money. What can I say? He's Dana's cash cow. So I don't see him losing this one either. All right, I got to see what the comments has to say. We got a new face in here, BH4MK. Yo, 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 what up? Let me know what you think of my fight picks. If you are into these fights here, I'm super pumped for this one. Looking to make some serious money in this one. You guys know I like to put a whole entire fight card parlay in. Just because when are we going to go 12 for 12 here? Go $10 into 12 grand. Tomorrow's the day, maybe. Who knows? Before we get out of here, I got to discuss some NFL football. I'm not going to be here tomorrow night, guys. Like I said, I got to watch this fight card. I got to do my homework, expecting it to end late. So I'm not going to have time to get on for the Tony's Picks Look Ahead show tomorrow, guys. Forgive me. But I made sure to get you guys NFL picks here. We got Patriots. We got Broncos. Boy, oh boy, the news, obviously, of Bo Nix not playing in this one now. It will be Jarrett Stidham here, a former Patriot, might I add. I don't know. I don't know if the Broncos' run defense is actually going to hold up. I get it. 4 yards per rush allowed here all season long. Has actually been solid for the Broncos. Big linebackers as well. I just think the Ramondre Stevenson, Travion Henderson are two dynamic backs. You just got to make a crease for them. 3 yards in a cloud of dust. It'll set up the play action pass. It'll slow down this pass rush. Not high on the Patriots offensive line as much as everybody else is. But I think Drake May outplays Jarrett Stidham. I think it sets up beautifully for a possible MVP Super Bowl matchup here between, well, we'll get into that here. Pick here's Patriots minus the 4.5. I get it. You're laying it on the road. Seems sketchy. I think the Patriots get it done. I can't see the Broncos scoring more than 17 points. And I think the Patriots are capable of putting up 24-31. So, again, Patriots, final score of 27-17 here in this one. We got Rams. We got Seahawks. We got Seahawks here as the 2.5-point favorite at home. I'm just not going to overthink it. I can't see Darnold playing a clean game for what it would be a third game in a row now where he hasn't really turned the ball over. Rams should have won that game back in their regular season. They gave up that punt, just everything. We actually covered that game. We took a +2, and I remember that. We took a +2 or 2.5. Very similar line right here we got. And I'm on the Rams. At the end of the day, like I said, I think it's MVP versus MVP in the Super Bowl. I'll go square. Stafford versus Drake May. Let me put it this way. I think, first off, no Zach Charbonnet out for the rest of the season. I think the Rams' run defense shows up here, finally stops the run. And if this is going to turn into a shootout, as long as we don't give up a punt return, I definitely think the Rams can outscore the Seahawks here. Matt Stafford, 46 touchdown passes this year. The touchdown to interception ratio, etc. Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams out of the backfield. Obviously, those tight ends the Rams have, I think, way more weapons on the Rams offense. We just need the Rams to keep the Seahawks under 21, under 24. I think the Rams get themselves to 27. Give me a 27-24 Rams win in this one. Check the comments, and I'll get out of here. Oh, yeah, we got some Seahawks better. We got a Seahawks better when we got a new face, Tiffany McCray. What is up, Tiffany? Good to see a new face in here. She's on the Seahawks. I'm not going to get mad at her. Just let me know what you think, because Sunday I'll be back on here, look ahead show-wise, Sunday night. Just let me know how that goes. I'll be the first to admit it if I'm wrong. So I like the Rams. I like the Patriots. There you go. Phillip Rivers might be the Bills' new head coach. Boy, I can't stand Phillip Rivers. I think he has a loud mouth. I think he thinks he's way better than he's ever been. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, so I don't like Phillip Rivers. We got Hawks, Pats in the Super Bowl. That's what my boy Southpaw is saying. Long time no see, Southpaw. What do you think of those fights, man? What do you think of these fight picks? Give me your best pick, man. I gave you guys everything. Main event all the way through the first fight of the night. Again, go rewind that. This show's running up past an hour now. I'm about to have to get out of here, guys. Who do I like tomorrow in NBA? I've already talked NBA. Again, just rewind. It's actually the first sport we talked about. So just, again, back into the, what do you call it? Yeah, just reverse it or, rewind it. Very beginning, I talked about NBA. Lots of chalk NBA and hockey tomorrow. I'll just leave it at that. Southpaw saying yes, so he just tuned in. He'll replay. Absolutely. Go check out the fight pick, Southpaw. Best of luck to everybody. Link in the description here. Let me see if we wound up cashing this, man. Let me see if we wound up cashing. We were on 2 plays, all basketball. We were on the Nuggets plus the 6.5. They get that done outright as well. And then we were on Utah State minus the 3.5. We saw it was sketch near the end. It was sketch. We got it. 65-61. A 2-0 night, finally. Yesterday, 2-0. 4-0 last 2 days is what we need to get back on track. We were getting our head bashed in. I will have some UFC tomorrow on the site. Still waiting on a couple things. I just have to make sure I choose the right dog. It's going to be a dog. What I give you guys on the site tomorrow will be a dog, no doubt about it. Just crossing my T's, dotting my I's here. I'll have some NBA. I'll have some college hoops. More than likely, no hockey tomorrow. When sports start slowing up again, I'll get back to the hockey. We went on a little nice run. It's just a tough sport. It's a tough sport. Really my, I'd say 3rd year really following hockey serious and betting it. I've been betting over 10 years now, but hockey was one of the last sports I started doing along with like the soccers and tennises of the world. I gave out a tennis pick on last night's Look Ahead show. The match hasn't started yet. Go back and watch that. And no soccer for me this weekend either. So waiting until things die down. We also have UEFA Champions League coming up. I think I covered just about everything I could, guys. Again, best of luck tomorrow. Best of luck this weekend. I won't see you guys till Sunday. Peace out. Make this weekend a winning one. And you guys have a blessed day. Peace.